we go. Got a notification.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? In the yellow. Let's go. Hi everyone. I know it's been quite a while. And I've been just trying to organize everything to make sure that I remember all the flips, the switches to flip, and all the buttons to press. But, it looks like I'm not live on Facebook. It's still sending data, sending data. Facebook has always been a thorn in my side. It's so testy. But anyway, you're all here. That's what's important. So hi to Dan and Candy and Sherry and Jaws Lover and the official Chucky Chicken. Well, hello. And hey. Oh, thank you from Kyle Boy. From one hardworking artist to another. I appreciate it. Not even a request involved. Just good karma. And and Liston, and Kidney Beans, and Donnie, and Susanna, and Ducky Boos. Good afternoon. It's nice to see some familiar faces again. Or familiar avatars. Familiar names. Like Esty, and Rhythm, and Ice Cream Hero, Donnie. And Plush Blue says, glad you're back in the streaming business. Well, this was very impromptu, as always, as ever. I hope to come back very organized and knowing exactly what my schedule could be, but such is life. And here we go. Oh, we've already got Donnie asking for the Mara from Hilda. Let's put that on the list. I am interested in drawing stuff from Hilda because it is my daughter's favorite thing in the world. And hi from Texas, says Susanna. Howdy, Texas. And draw Daft Punk. Oh boy. And Laguna Blue for Monster. Oh my gosh, so many requests already. Oh dear. Sorry, I was just trying to back up my machine too. Nate, the backup failed again.
I'm clearing out the hard drive for you.
Okay. There's always so many things. But I haven't even finished welcoming everybody. Let me see, where did I stop? I can't remember. Sleepy Sora and Naz T, hello. And SD says loud and clear. That is awesome. Thank you for responding. And Amy Rose as a belly dancer. I'm not sure who Amy Rose is. And Ice Cream Hero says Karate Animaniacs. Yeah, I started with this because this was actually a request from my daughter for her birthday. And I thought I would just get the ball rolling with some Animaniacs warm-ups. As I've been, we found my stash of VHS cassettes. Not just the ones that you could purchase from the store, but the ones I personally made. And every morning, the girls sneak out of bed and go to this little video room we have set up. And they just watch all my old Animaniacs tapes, complete with the commercials from Fox Kids and Kids WB. So they're getting the, weekday afternoon, Saturday morning experience. And my 2-year-old goes, "Hello, Nuss." It's so cute. I've got to get it on video. So, every morning I sort of wake up to very familiar sounds. And I go and start the day with an Animaniacs cartoon. So, my oldest, she does karate, and she loves Animaniacs, so I asked what she wanted on her birthday cake, and she says, Animaniacs. But she wants a karate party, so naturally, this is what happens. This is what happens when your mother's a nerd. She's gonna have an Animaniac. This design is gonna be on her cake. I already ordered it, and hopefully it'll be coming in time. And I probably should be doing my work, but but who cares? And Kyle Boy just put a tip in my tip jar. Thank you, man. And SD says, love that animation desk in the background. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the Thank you, Nate. You can see we've set up a little bit of the office, and this is 2 IKEA shelves around my old animation table, and it looks, I gotta say, it looks pretty awesome. I haven't been able to actually do any work on there yet, but consider it like a giant prop for our amusement at this point. And Mario is back. Hello, it's nice to see you too. And hi, Telewebtoons, I'm back! I'm happy to be back, and when I make it to the end of this list, I am going to start drawing in earnest. I just wanted to do some sketching first. That is a real big head-on marker right there. Let's scooch that down a bit. Yeah, and also if you hear any really big thumps and sputters and things, it's we're having work done. The move has always... It's been a few months now, but it still feels like we just moved in, with still so much to unpack and so much work still needing to be done. Ugh, vocals. No thanks. The only vocals around here come from this cat. And, oh, Dan sent a message on Discord. And Susanna, I haven't checked Discord. I'm so sorry. Nate's been keeping up on Discord. When I get through this, I'll check Discord again. Calbus has probably requested Charizard in honor of Pokemon Day. Oh, is it Pokemon Day? Slow down, people, one at a time. That's how it always is. Star Butterfly. Oh my heavens. I'm gonna start putting these on the list. Oh, but Cowboy did make a request. So, the list tips, I'm gonna put Charizard. Oh, did something? I just heard a sound. Ah, I need to make these things last longer. Charizard. Mara from Hilda. Let's see. Is there a way to send you picture references to Twitch? If you just post a link in the chat, I'll try to get to it. So Amy is from Sonic. She's pink, and Natalie, she has a giant mouth. Oh, Amy Rose with a mallet. Always fans of a mallet. And SD has been thinking. And SD also says, I should also be working. Shouldn't we all? And Lacey says, so glad I didn't miss the stream. I'm glad you're here. And No Parking Berry says, yo, Joe, you're back. I'm back. Oh, Chucky Chicken. Aw, we'd be honored if you drew Chucky for the screen. Oh, man, okay. Yeah, Chucky Chicken. Everybody check out Chucky Chicken. Old school cartoons. So much fun. Okay, and there's if you're reading Twitch, I'm reading a combined chat, so wherever you chat, I should be able to see it. Draw Catherine Newton as the butcher from Freaky. Oh, that's a lot of references for me to look up. I might have to... Yeah. I have a couple hours, but I'm going to try and get as many in, and I'm going to go with the easiest ones first. Just Bizarro Superman from St. Fisto. Bizarro. And Darren says there's actually a number of people uploading old Saturday morning cartoons from VHS tapes to YouTube. I mean, I forgot how much fun the commercials used to be. Like the popsicles, the crazy popsicle commercials, the popsicle, whoa, like where they do really weird sight gags at the very beginnings of CG that are very awkward looking, but they're just really fun. Like, I forgot. There's not really much kid stuff anymore. Everything's really, sophisticated and slick these days. And SD says, any of you guys like Daft Punk? I like Daft Punk. And who would be a black belt in Animaniacs? So, on Animaniacs, who would be a black belt? Or who would be a black belt when it comes to Animaniacs trivia? Because that would definitely be me. And Manny says, if you're reading this, I was wondering if you could draw Catherine Newton as the really good movie. Love the take on Freaky Friday. That's a lot of references for me to get into, so. Oh, Lord Hater from Wander Over Yonder. Yeah. Bugs, obviously. And Joanna from Hilda. Oh, I want to do cosplay with my daughter as Hilda and me as Joanna, because then I don't have to do anything at all. And LinkedIn user says, if you take requests here, I'd love to see you draw Mrs. Brisby. Oh, I'd love to draw Mrs. Brisby. I've never drawn Mrs. Brisby before. Heck yes, that's going on the list. And, oh, Mexican Gamer, hi, it has been a while. Yeah, I'm happy to see it turn out too, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up. Characters of our own allow no requests. I think of an idea. I will draw just about anything as long as it is not tasteless, and you know what I mean. So just give me reference. The easier you make it on me, the more likely I'll be able to get to it. And Manny's my name says, no rush, take your time. He don't know me very well, do he? I'm always rushing! And Doobie says, welcome back. Thank you, it's good to be back. And can I draw Vampire Hunter? Oh, that sounds like anime, and anime always makes me pause because I'm very bad at it. Ooh, how about drawing Sam Spade from Maltese Falcon? You know what, that is a challenge. Caricatures are a huge challenge for me, I might get that. And this belly dancer. There we go. You have been asking so long, Dan. I am going to get to this belly dancer. I promise. She is really, really skinny. And she's got really big bazongas. But I don't mind. I do what I'm asked. Like this one image. Holy cats, I gotta share this image. This is just... I think I can, you know, be a little bit more... They're just circles on her. Just... Oh, honey, let me help you out. Not to sound cocky or arrogant or anything. I mean, I know that they were working on a budget back in these days of Hanna-Barbera, but no, boobs are not just circles. They are not. But I will get to that harem dancer. And love to put forward on the Linus Van Pelt. I think I have Linus Van Pelt from earlier. I gotta... Okay, just so I feel like I've accomplished something. Belly dancer. I'm gonna start with that one, and then can I draw Daft Punk? Pick one character from Daft Punk. Your favorite one. Shoot, and Telly Webb's tune says, shoot, did I see your tip? Oh no, I'm sorry. I lengthened the time of the tip. But apparently I need more. I'm already way behind. Beowulf says, did you see my sub message? Oh my god, oh my stars, I'm sorry. I don't. Telly Webtoons, could you post again what your request was? And I'll request from Telly Webtoons. Okay, so. And Jules says, good to see you back. And if you see my request, do Teen Steven Universe and KO from OK Go. Oh, I missed you too. That's a lot. Oh. Wow. A lot of cool 1940s references. I wish I could do all of them. Okay, real quick. So here's this girl's face. I'm gonna say this is ref. I'm gonna turn the Animaniacs off for the time being. And I'm just gonna get warmed up with a belly dancer. Now, belly dancers seem to come up a lot. Is it always you requesting belly dancers, or is a bunch of people requesting belly dancers? Let's see. What kind of flow can I get through here? This belly dancing is all about S-curves. If anything's about S-curves, it is belly dancing. Just got a rib cage going on there. I don't know exactly where. This is a warm-up sketch. Where's her arm? Just searching, just searching. Where's that arm gonna go? So I apologize again for everybody who is just joining us. I have been gone for a long time. It has never been my intention to stay away from streaming for this long, but sort of, there's this thing that happened in 2020 called the pandemic, and it sort of turned everything upside down, and had a lot of things to take care of over the past few months, including a move. She's got a real beefy arm. Let's be elegant. Let's not be beefy. So even though I was attempting to stream regularly twice a week, that sort of got upended as I was just trying to survive the days with all the things that had to get done. She's not looking like a belly dancer so much anymore. So it's looking really messy. This is, you know, don't be afraid of mess, because it'll eventually get cleaned up once I find what this is supposed to look like. Let's push her chest out a little more, make a curve happen. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want this pose to look like. And this is where you might get a little caught up in the desire to just start erasing lines, starting over, but just keep drawing through. What I like to do when it gets a little too messy, I knock it back and start on another layer. Oh my gosh, more messages. I don't want to get too far behind. And Darren says, what's everyone dining on tonight? I face the question of pizza or pot stickers. Ooh, pot stickers. Pork pot stickers. That sounds good. And Valentina says, hello, I love your animations. You are so kind. And Baker Tunes, hey, good to see you too. And Jaws says, how much do tips go for? Whatever you feel like. I am grateful for people even just joining here. I implemented the tip system to help make sure that, to help limit the amount of requests. So it's free to request, and I do get to the free requests, but tip ones are ones that I prioritize. So it gives me a reason to go in some order. Otherwise, I'm just trying to keep things... I'm still trying to figure out how to do this fairly. Do I have pictures of the full body of the belly dancer? Well, actually, I'm seeing a few requests from things that I've done before. So like Judy Hopps. I know I've done Judy before, and I'm pretty sure I've done something else. And Zoraida Alvarez says, Jesus, y'all are simps today. Listen, let them be nice to me. It's been a tough time. And Dan says, do I have pictures of the full body of that belly dancer? You know, I might need a full body because I don't know how that dress thing works. Let me get a full body. It just looks like a dress. I don't think it's separated. Ugh. Yeah, it's just a dress. With bare feet. And Telly Webb says, I sent a whisper on Twitch. Let's see. Oop, shut up, Twitch me. There we go. Now I can shut my Twitch self off. Whispers. Gadget Hack Wrench as the belly dancer from Dumbo. There was a belly dancer in Dumbo? Ah! This is a deep dive. Okay. Gadget as that belly dancer. I'm gonna have to put a top on her, you understand. Okay. Gadget belly dancer. Woo, Marfik said. Adore your style. Oh, thank you. Marfik just did a super chat and didn't even have a request. So thank you for that. I've gotten a few Twitch whispers. I never check these. I should do that. Goodness, I'm so behind. And is this a super chat request stream? I try to avoid super chats because YouTube takes such a big cut, but I don't see them unless they're super chats. People do the tip jar and I'm supposed to be able to see it, and it doesn't show up. So if anybody has a solution for how I can just post a link for tips that I will be able to see the description for, or it's just something else I have to fiddle with. I'm sure Streamlabs has something. And Zipwad says, Hilda. Yes, I would love to draw Hilda. And SD says, me no simp, just being nice to Cartoon Lady. Exactly. Be nice to Cartoon Lady. Cartoon Lady does not sleep a lot and likes nice words. And... oh, and Marfik. There, I can see Marfik's thing. Shows up in the chat. You're an animation student. Just have to say, adore your style and wonderful life you bring to your characters. That, I wish I could have read that. I need to make that bigger so I can read it. But that's extremely sweet. And I'll read just one more. The Woo says, as a prospective animator and a parent of toddlers, mind if I ask how on earth you find time to do both? It astounds me that you're a parent and work at the level you do. Really inspires me. I could talk about that for ages and ages and ages. If you want to know the long and the short of why I've been gone for so long off not really having a presence online, it's because, parenting takes priority. I work at night mostly, and mostly my work is just trying to get the bills paid. I'm gonna keep going with the Benny Hill music if you don't mind. I need the energy. Maybe I'll do some techno after this. But it's really on my mind a lot of I love drawing. I love what I do for a living. And it breaks my heart anytime I can't give it my all, but it would break my heart more if I wasn't there for my kids. They're so little. And they won't want... My 6-year-old already sort of says, "Go away, Mom." So it happens so fast. So if I would say, just take your time, don't try to do everything at once, and just really enjoy your toddlers while they're little and adorable and want you around. If I tried to do full-time work and daycare, and it just made me miserable, made everybody miserable. So just figure out what works for your family, and just remember that those babies grow up so freaking fast. Oh my god. I'm already wondering how I'm gonna cope when I don't have any more babies to snuggle. I know that sounds like such a mom thing to say. Oh, I'm such a mom. Well, I am! What of it? And it's gonna be the subject for my next, I just missed a thing. I wish I could replay them. Oh! Okay. I get to Streamlabs. View clips of past donations. Login. Okay, this is how nope. I remember I tried this before and it still wouldn't let me see the things that just happened. Just the best clips. It's not exactly helpful. Turn it off. Shh. No, you're not even me. Stop crying. Stop it. And yeah, I'll talk more about kids in a little bit. And that's not how you say that name. Baranye. Forgive me, I got it wrong. You said you didn't like Ren and Stimpy, but do you like any of the shows it inspired, like Rocco, Cat Dog, Angry Beavers, Two Stupid Dogs? Well, I'm not sure if Ren and Stimpy inspired all of those, but they certainly paved the way for tastelessness and ugliness in animation. Not to sound too judgy, but I mean, I just always was put off by Spumco style. You know, there's just something about it that looks diseased and unhappy and unpleasant about it, which, you know, can be funny, but I never found it funny. And whenever I see that in other shows, and a lot of shows may not be directly inspired by Ren and Stimpy, but that the house style has become sort of commonplace in animation, and that's fine. But it's not something I like. It's not something I do, and I'll just never come around on that. I tried to be a little more diplomatic earlier on, but I'm just tired. I don't have the energy to be diplomatic. I don't like Spumco. I think it's ugly. Of the shows you listed, I thought Angry Beavers was funny. Two Stupid Dogs had a charm about it. Cat Dog, I didn't get. It never made me laugh. What was the last one? Rocco had a similar sensibility. I don't think it was different from Spumco, but it still had this weird ugliness to it. But cuter. It was like Rocco at least had kind of this cute, gentle quality about him. But I hated Heifer. Like, Heifer made me just gag anytime I saw him on screen. There's just something about... And the big heads. I think for it to be a cartoon that I enjoy watching, it has to be a cartoon that I enjoy looking at. And there's, every rule has the exception. Because there are some shows that I enjoyed watching or listening to that were not really well done, but that was sort of their MO. I liked Dr. Katz, if you can even call that animation. They barely moved. And its offshoot, Home Movies, where it was just, it wasn't ugly. It just wasn't pretty. But the characters were so sincere, and the humor was really kind of sad and adorable, and very relatable. The show is very, very relatable, and really great voice work, great writing. So it doesn't, not everything has to look squishy and cute like a Warner Brothers or Disney cartoon, but I don't want to be put off. Let's just leave it at that. I don't like being... I don't like the, if the animation is trying to gross me out. I don't think that a gross out is the same thing as a joke. So yeah, anytime I see a gag in a cartoon that has like a poop, and you can do funny fart jokes, you can do funny pee jokes, but just because it's body humor doesn't make it funny. So you still have to be clever about it. And especially if it's in the context of a kids show, it's just that kind of gross out stuff just is not pleasant. But to each his own. Again, no judgments. It's just that I can't work on that kind of stuff. I tried doing more adult stuff, as I was assigned more adult stuff, and I had a fun time trying to animate a lot of brain splatter at one point, like heads melting off. But I always felt like trying to get into the mindset of a naughty 12-year-old, and just like, what would that 12-year-old think is funny? And then I'd be like, I'm trying to be adult, but trying to get into the head of an adolescent doing potty humor. It's a bit of a paradox. I don't think I succeeded, and anytime I have a stint on an adult-oriented gig, it just never ends up happy for anybody. They always say I'm too cartoony, and I'm like, then why'd you hire me? This is how I did my test. Okay. Her arm is just not attached to her. I need to draw through. Draw through, guys. Draw through. Maybe her arm's up here. Belly button. Belly buttons were verboten on network television for the longest time. So if this were the 1960s, I would be so scandalous. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking here for this. Maybe I don't have a slit up the side just so I can keep it flowing. And I can just drop some sheer color. Nope. I'm spending too much time on this. I need to get to the proper requests. It's been a while since I've drawn anything for fun. It's quickly frustrating me. It's fabric. I should be able to draw fabric, right? There. Does she have nope, she doesn't have straps. How do you hold that up? Modesty. Okay. Well, she has kind of a triangular hair shape. Maybe I can do something. Okay. I will probably take these sketches to color later on, as I don't want to waste too much time nitpicking over everything. But, you know, I started with trying to get a nice curve, and I ended up making it really stocky and stiff. So let's add a little bit of this always happens. I meant, you know what? The idea behind these streams is that I spend 5 minutes on each one. How long has it been? And she has no neck. And now she has no neck. Ugh! All the panic. All the pain. But it's good. This is like boot camp for me. I think her head's still a little bit too big. Okay. You know, I'm going to let this rest, just like a roast beef. I'm going to let it rest before I dive into it again. And I'm going to start on the tips. And now I'm going to get back down onto the Charizard. Okay, number 1 was Charizard. I am going to look up a quick pic of Charizard. Oh, he's big. I thought he was smaller. Charizard. I name my layers because I want to know what I am doing. And let's get back into the chat. Let me see how everything's been going. And TellyWebtoon says, tried to use Super Chat, but it wouldn't let me post links. I'm so sorry. Still can't figure out the best way. David Dunn was here. Says, so glad to see you. Can't stay, gotta do some drawings. Happy you're back at it. Oh, and he said dealer's choice. What a nice guy. And Zoraida says, I couldn't even focus on college and my drawings at the same time, so I admire people who can parent and draw at the same time. Well, it's never exactly at the same time. Oh, I just saw some messages flip, flap, flip. Oh well. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, thanks, Michael. Yeah. That saves me from looking up some Chucky chicken. Oh. Liston says, shouldn't we wait until she's done with the list, then ask her to draw stuff? You know, that... I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think that's why I need to do more and more streams. Just so I can make sure that people feel like I can get to them. But, that's very polite of you, but don't feel like you have to hold back, because if you stay quiet, I definitely never will get to it. But here, I'm just gonna do Charizard, who is perhaps, you know, but maybe he's not delighted that he's on fire. I confess I never got into Pokemon. Ah, I see. Ryan the cat is following. Cool cat. Yeah, I sometimes float between trying to draw these characters on model, or else trying to just do my own version of them. And just a heads up that if you request any kind of anime to me, I am just gonna try my own thing, because I cannot draw anime to save my life. I'm looking at the screen when I hear the noise. Manny donated $5 through Super Chat. Manny, what was your request? I have to scooch down to see if you say anything. Okay. Sonic in the Animaniacs style. I kind of want to see that. Now that you say it, I kind of do too, because they have similar face masks. And Donnie says, do I have a timer for each sketch? You be my timer. And Baker says, been working on my own animation lately, which is more fun than I anticipated. Wow. Well, I'm happy to be a good influence. Yeah, you said you had fun, so yes, I'm happy that I was a good influence on you. Yeah. Okay, Beowulf said, my sub-message had a request for you to draw my Cuppa Joe character as one of the Warner siblings. Oh. I don't know what kind of animal they're supposed to be. That's the joke. So, Manny, whenever you get a second, just let me know what your request was, and I'll put it on the list. But speaking of YouTubery, just a heads up, I did post a video right before this stream started of my very first product thing, where I was contacted and gave an official review of a product that they sent me, and it was a desk, which was timely since we were getting the new space put together. And it's probably going to be my first and only product endorsement, because it took many months to complete, and I wanted to make it really fun. Oh, here we go. Baker says, how about your take on Chibita? It's a more cartoony imagey, so maybe closer to how I draw. Warner's... Joe Warner. And Gurgly, how do you say your name? Gergely? Gergely? Baranyai? I'm gonna say Gergely. Says, you miss Japanese studios working on US shows too? TMS and Disney Japan for the win. I do miss TMS. And just watching like the really fun animation they did for so many of the best episodes of Animaniacs. It was really special. And I really don't know how they managed to get such quality and consistency for television, for series work back in the day. Like, is there some documentary on TMS somewhere that I can watch? Because I really don't know anything about them, but they're just fantastic. So anybody who has a great resource for Tokyo Movie Shinjo, let me know. As I was just thinking of gummy bears. Also, does anyone have a way to see gummy bears without subscribing to Disney Plus? Because the DVDs only have the first 3 seasons, and I've played the theme song for my daughter, and well, for both of them, and they both love it. And I forgot what a nicely animated show that was. I mean, I always knew it was the nicest looking thing on at the time. Just like colorful and fun animation. Here. Here, I need to channel my inner John McClanahan. Make this a fun dino-looking creature. I think I made his snout too long. Even when you're stretching things for comedic effect, it still has to look like the thing that you're drawing. Well, I don't know if it's funny or even looks like Charizard, but it is a drawing that I can claim. I have just made a drawing. Oh, and he's got 3 fingers. Okay, that makes things easier. See, never make assumptions. Okay, how do these wings work? Okay, so that's a sketch 'em up of Charizard. Now I'm thinking up my own mashups. Charizard. It's okay, it's alright. And oh, Jerry says TMS also did an animated film based on Little Nemo. Yeah, I never saw it. I just saw a trailer for it, but it looked really beautiful. And Kyle Boy says, one snazzy Charizard. Why do I keep wanting to say Charizard? That's more complicated. Okay, I forget who, requested Charizard, but I hope this is agreeable to you. So I'm going to work on Chucky Chicken now. Oh, I'd like Skippy and Dot doing something together, please. Oh, okay. Maybe they will be, I'll go back to animated karate and they'll be doing karate. Skippy and Dot. So, Michael Cook very graciously sent some reference for his characters. Some nice looking 1920s style characters. Again, check out Chucky Chicken if you don't know, have not heard. Great stuff. Oh, there we go. Jurassic Samurai is following. Ooh, that sounds scary. Being followed by a Jurassic Samurai. I'm a mom. I can make mom jokes. It's fine. I don't know, that'd be some sort of thing. Going out in public, making terrible puns, and people give you the stink eye. Just pull out a card that says, like, I'm a mom. I've got my mom card, I can say puns. Oh, there we go. Oh, hey! Recently Hasbro purchased... Oh, Yellow Super Mega Force Ranger drawn... Ah! Gotta keep these up for 30 seconds. Okay. Mrs. Brisby from Secret and M, please. Okay. Okay, just a heads up, everyone. This list is getting a bit longer than I can probably handle in the time that I have remaining. Super Deluxe Power Ranger. So I'm gonna need reference for whichever Ranger that is. So I'm going to just say this is probably the list I'll be able to get to for the rest of my time here. So I'm gonna sort of take this image down just to say discourage further tips, because I can't stand it if I get a tip and a request and I'm not able to get to it. I feel like such a fraud. But I've actually wanted to draw Chucky Chicken for a long time. Let's see. Let's see how I does it. And Manny says, did you see my request yet? I didn't. Can you post it right now? And Donnie says, no room for non-tip requests. I'll do my best. And here's a reference guide for your donation. Okay, helmeted or unhelmeted? I'm just going to do a ref folder. But thank you for providing the... So far, so good. Manny says Charizard from Arabian Kanto Nights. Yeah. Oh boy. Missed a little bit. Okay, going back down here. Helmeted, please. Got it. Just posted. Manny said, just posted. I did not see the link come through. Can you try an Imager link? Because it seems that general Google links are blocked, but Imager always comes through. So Manny, post again. Imager, I'm so sorry it is complicated. I have not figured out a really easy peasy way to go about all of this. Maybe I should do an FAQ about this. No, I want a big old grin. I want a big toothy grin. Come on, Chucky, smile more. And Gergely, please tell me your pronunciation. Draw Buster Bunny dressed up as Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe. By the way, I'm allowed to mispronounce your name. Well, you give me permission. Gurgly. Okay, you're Gurgly from now on. Turn off the ref for now. Wait, I already need it. It's got nice rolled up sleeves. Also been going through my Looney Tunes DVDs. I didn't expect to give my children an animation education so early on. I was seriously trying to hold off until my oldest was at least 8 years old before I showed her Animaniacs, but she got into my tapes. My secret stash. Funnily enough, I had thought I had lost all the tapes, but they just showed up in the move. Which is a nice balance for all the things that have disappeared, including some medicine, but that's alright. Can always buy more. Okay. Hiya, Chucky. Let's pull out a little more detail. Okay. It's right, it says Skippy and Dot playing Fortnite. And Jerry said, sorry, just wanted to help. I don't know what that's in reference to, but hopefully no hard feelings about anything. That's so fun. I'm just checking to see how... Oh, I was never able to go on D-Live? What? And Picarto has the title of my previous... That's okay, nobody ever watches on Picarto. And still Facebook refusing to show up. Well, isn't that nice? It was for the donation and you feeling like you got too much. Oh, no, no, no. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound... Hey! Fluffcopter! Nice to see you again. So, let me just say, I tend to panic. I don't know if this comes through, but I have something of a nervous personality. But I appreciate with all my heart and, you know, part of my spleen, all the donations and the tips, and just you spending time with me while I draw. It's a delightful thing to me. It truly is. It's a treat to be able to do this. So no apologies. I demand you rescind your apology. I will get to this. I will do, if I have to do some of these offline, I'll do that. It also might take a while, but hopefully not another 6-month stretch of silence. Okay. Made him perhaps a tad portly. It's okay. Let's give him a button. Why not? I love how Chuck looks like he's trying to say hi to the belly dancer. Well, for now, when I rearrange things, he might be trying to say hi to Charizard or somebody. Oh, it looks like the music ran out again. Alright, what does everybody want? Techno? Hootenanny music? Klezmer? Let's do... Deep trance. Hey, Pescando! I am back. I'm doing well. I hope you are well. Thank you for hopping back on. It's been so long, and I, again, apologies for repeating myself, but I tried to come back with everything organized. Oh, beach ball. I'm beach balling. Everybody stand clear of the beach ball. I guess I'll watch what's going on in the chat. Yeah, trying to come back in an organized way. That never happens. Had a few minutes. My husband has usually had to work over the weekends, but this weekend he's free, so that gives me some free time. And just had to jump on the opportunity. And of course, things are not working. Facebook is broken yet again. DLive refuses to work. These are all bugs that will get worked out, and we're beach balling. Water break. Always remember to stay hydrated. That sure is water. But we take what we can get. Am I beach balling still? No! Back at it. What is happening? It's a beach ball, beach ball, beach ball. I guess it wants me to finish the chat. And Jerry accepts my apology. Excellent. And he takes back his apology. Good, no apologies. No unearned guilt. And Emmy says hello, hello. And in response to my saying Chucky Chicken, I keep wanting to say Chunky Chicken. Maybe that's why I drew him with a little extra tire right here. But Michael says, I need to lose weight anyway. I'm sure you look fabulous. Oh, my stars! Ugh. Look at this beach ball. Okay. It just wants me to get to the bottom of the chat. May I? May I draw, please? No, I may not draw. This never happened with paper. Maybe it's the music. This started to happen as soon as I changed to trance. Maybe it wants the Dixieland Benny Hill music again. Is that what you want, Beach Ball? You want silly old-timey raglan music? Oh, now I'm getting entranced by the spinning of the beach ball. Okay. May I? Wait, what spell do I have to cast in order to be able to draw again? Okay, now my cursor's not working. Sorry, I froze there for a second. Everybody okay? Everybody okay? It's like Earth freeze happened for a second. So I'm gonna... Something's been going on. Something's happening with my machine. Maybe it's my connection, maybe it's my processor, maybe it's the mainframe. 90s kids know what I mean. Pshaw. Okay. Hey Mikey, you like it? Wait a second, I gave him Warner feet, sorry. I guess I've still got Animaniacs on the brain. Let's clean that up a scooch. Just a smooch. Chucky Chicken. Saying hi. And she's like, well, hello, you certainly are a chicken. He's like, yes, I am a chicken. You're a tiny dancer. Yeah, these are not to scale. And that beach ball, spinning wheel of death, not this time. And Gergely started a conversation. Why has CG replaced hand-drawn animation in the cinemas? I miss hand-drawn movies. As do I. As do I. I think it started when, it was kind of sold as cheaper than CG. Little did they know. Oh, Telewebtoons. Did we ever get to that request? Okay, I'm gonna get to Mrs. Brisby next. Let me look up a quick Mrs. Brisby. Look at this marvelous model sheet I just found. Now that is a movie that I am not showing my kids for a long time. Although it is a fabulous movie, but it's one of those things that it's one of those movies that burns itself into your brain. I don't think I understood a lick of what was going on when I was a kid, but I just knew that I couldn't look away. Mikey Likey! Nice. Aww. And GD says, have you seen all the new Tom and Jerry shorts? I have not seen them. I hear they're okay. Yeah, the story of how CG replaced hand-drawn. I think it was mostly Disney losing faith in... They wanted the next big thing. They hadn't been making a lot of successful financial decisions lately, and they blamed it on hand-drawn. Blamed it on the medium. Because the success of Toy Story and all the Pixar movies was just undeniable. But they neglected to understand that it was because they were compelling characters. And interesting stories. And what I wonder is, like, how come CG it should have opened up so many avenues of stories and filmmaking, but just everything sort of turned out the same. Everything's so homogenous in CG. I just wonder how that happened. But it's not that I don't like CG or think it's inferior to 2D. It's just that nothing feels special anymore. And that could be because I'm old and jaded and bitter and tired. But I miss that feeling of Disney being something special, that it was an event when you went to see the next Disney movie. And now it just feels so disposable. Everything feels disposable. Ms. Brisby, you're not working out. You're the most adorable Don Bluth character ever, and I've never drawn you before. So just behave. Let's start with more of this kind of shape. Oh, I would never get hired by Don Bluth, that's for dang gall darn sure. Where is your arm going, Mrs. Brisby? See, I'm making all of my favorite mistakes. Focusing on details instead of getting the drawing laid out. So what is her shape? You know, I'm gonna kill myself if I try to get this on model, so I'm just give me a little bit of leeway here. Oh, I missed a lot of the chat. And Fluffcopter says, I just miss films with a real sense of adventure. This medium is tailored for this kind of stuff, and we barely see it on the big screen. I completely sympathize with that. I miss adventure films as a genre in general, but they're very difficult to make because it's full of just, you have to be imaginative, you have to create set pieces. You don't see a lot of films that make set pieces anymore. And even like Star Wars is supposed to be a space adventure film, but there's very little like where you talk about the this scene, the that scene, and everything just sort of mushes together. It's like it's another snow planet, it's another desert planet. And I'm not just hating on the recent ones, I mean the prequels too, which I find so funny. When everybody started hating the new Star Wars films, they started waxing nostalgic for the prequels. It's like, no. You can't do that. They were terrible. I mean, of course, if you grew up with them, you have a special affinity for them. And that's perfectly appropriate, but as films, they don't, there's nothing really happening that is something you want to, like, this part was so cool. Like, you talk about the Indiana Jones films, like it's nothing but set pieces. Or you talk about really fun sci-fi adventure, you know, like Alien, like it's just all great tension and build up. And now everything is so very, very predictable that I don't really enjoy watching. Can I say I don't really enjoy watching film and TV anymore? Do you know what we're watching right now? We're rewatching Farscape. I mean, it's been a few years since I've seen the series, but I just got so tired of clicking on things and being disappointed and being able to predict what was happening and knowing what characters were generally going to say or be like. I would rather watch something from the past that I know I liked. And the great thing is, it's been so long since I've seen Farscape that I've kind of forgotten how a lot of these episodes end, so I'm still like, I wonder what's going to happen to John Crichton. But I'm having a great time watching this old, for its time, it looks low budget now, but at the time it was a super high budget show for sci-fi, back when sci-fi was sci-fi and not sci-fi. Oh boy, I sound so old today. Back in my day, when there was science fiction on the Sci-Fi Channel. So I apologize about that. But yeah, I just miss... I don't know. I guess it's just time to make your own stuff. The time for watching was then. The time for making is now. Mrs. Brisby is so cute. Why can't I be drawing her cutely? And I freaking love Secret of NIMH now. Mrs. Brisby is one of the greatest animated characters of animated film history. Just you watch that movie and you're just like, you are gripped. You are gripped by her struggle. She's just a simple field mouse trying to save her son. Trying to just make it through. But she's so pure and so brave. And she's this wonderful character that can do badass things without herself being called like a badass. Like, one thing, it started in the 90s with a trope of female characters just being able to do flips and sword fight for no reason, and they're just like, wow, she's badass. Like when Jasmine did that thing and jumped over the gap in Aladdin, and she's like, I'm a fast learner. And I'm like, when would you have time to learn to do that? You've been a princess sitting on cushions your whole life. And, that kind of stuff is just, it takes me out of the film. Even though I still like Princess Jasmine and well enough. She's not my favorite Disney princess. She might be the prettiest Disney princess, but my favorite's still Ariel because she's flawed. She makes mistakes. She makes decisions based on her deepest dreams and desires, and she's still very, very brave, even if she's foolhardy. But I like characters that, aren't inexplicably perfect. And Mrs. Brisby is like that. She's not perfect. She's just taken through the story, and she grows and she achieves something really spectacular, even though I still don't know exactly how the amulet is supposed to work. Someday I'm going to read the book. Your teeth are all wrong, Mrs. Brisby. Because I'm sure the amulet is explained in the book. But she's just, where was I? She's very engaging because she's so believable. And she's so earnest. And what she wants is so pure and so just, I cannot say enough wonderful things about Mrs. Brisby. Also, she doesn't even have a first name. Does she have a first name? It's just Mrs. Brisby. They just call her Brisby. Anyway, that's me trying to turn the conversation from back in my day, and I end up back in my day again. God, somebody tell me something cool I can talk about so I can be relevant. I feel very irrelevant lately. I don't know. Maybe it's not such a bad thing to be irrelevant. No pressure. You just be. You just are. And Andrew says, you're a very nostalgic person. Totally understand that myself. I enjoy a lot of nostalgic material myself. Well, thank you, Andrew Ace. Fluffcopter says, I call for a postmodernism movement on storytelling that subverts the base story structure for the sake of unpredictability. So it's like a twist, with a half twist, and then a full twist, and then, I don't know, reset. Okay, so there's my off-model Mrs. Brisby. I hope she will suffice. Moving on! I've got Mrs. Brisby taken off the list. And again, guys, since I'm not looking at the chat very much, if Telewebtoons clarified what their request was... oh wait, was that the Super Deluxe Power Ranger? I cannot keep track of these things. Somebody holler and keep... Oh, Telewebtoons is talking right now. I did write down my request. It's the gadget one. Hey! I did a good thing. Hey! Thank you. Now I feel super accomplished that I get to take 2 things off the list. So I'll get to... Well, I just did Mrs. Brisby. Let me do something easy. I'll do Cup of Joe Warner. I don't even need reference for that. I'll take Charizard down. I'll take Belly Dancer down. Cup O Joe Warner. And let's check out the chat. And Beowulf says... Oh, Andy VHS says, just got here and OMG Mrs. Brisby for my favorite animated movie. Awesome. Not many people know about The Secret of NIMH, which is pretty sad. Really? Is that true? Not many people know about The Secret of NIMH? Oh my stars. I need to do a Japinion video on all of the things like you need to know. Not you specifically, but just... You know. Everyone. Everyone needs to know. And Beowulf, and I'm always going to say it that way, I apologize, says, I feel that in modern storytelling there's a movement towards the hero being flawless and not having to struggle for their success. Mary Sue's and Gary Stu's are taking over the hero's role. Well, I don't know if that's the aim, though. Just I find it really hard to believe that somebody would get into a pitch meeting and say, like, I've got a great idea for a character on a hero's journey. They're gonna know how to do everything, and they're always gonna win, and they're always gonna succeed, and it's gonna be gripping. I don't feel like it's gotta be something where there's just so many cooks in the kitchen, a lot of people wanting to have their say about this and that and the other, because let's face it, this is a phenomenon that's coming from the big studios where billions of dollars are at stake. I feel like it's just a too many cooks situation, and all these movies have a dozen writers, 1,000 producers. It's a lot of people trying to elbow their way into having a say in what goes on screen, and especially if you're working, I think this was the problem with the prequels, and this isn't anything groundbreaking, but everyone was afraid to tell George Lucas, you're doing it wrong, because he's George Lucas, and everyone's like, oh, George Lucas. But, I mean, everybody knows that about the prequels, but I feel like the same thing is still going on. There's like all kinds... I don't have any kind of special insight or anything, I'm just blathering on. But I just don't feel like things are written anymore. I think things are just sort of cobbled together, trying to please the most people all at once. So just you don't end up saying anything that has a unique voice. And that's why it doesn't feel genuine. I guess that's the word I'm looking for, genuine. That's what I respond to a lot with animated features. And you look at some of the less successful Disney features from like the late 90s and early 2000s. Like a boring one. Let's do Pocahontas. It at least makes sense as a movie. Like, it's still a movie. But the stuff and things happen in the movie. And whether or not they achieve what they're trying to achieve, like, you can tell, like, here I'm supposed to feel sad, happy, enchanted. And now, with movies, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel half the time. Sometimes you can tell there's like a big CG battle. I don't even know what's going on. I think the first time I felt this was watching Frozen when the Let It Go number started, and I could tell, it's like, this is supposed to be the villain's song. It sort of feels like it could be the beginning of a villain's song. Like, I was in the middle of Frozen wondering, like, what the heck the story was about, and by the end of the movie, I was like, I have no idea what this is supposed to be about. And they said it was about sisterly love. But the sisters barely interact. And that's a really boring subject for a movie of this nature. I'm sorry. They don't do anything. They walk up a mountain. Sorry. I have this particular beef with Frozen. It's a mania at this point. Even my 6-year-old teases me about it. Like, she has a little Frozen dress, and she likes to sing the Frozen songs. And she's like, Mama, I'm singing Frozen. Nat! You escaped this time. Never again. It just frustrates me. It's like a lot of zippy camera work, and I don't feel any kind of emotional response to anything that's happening on screen. And when I don't feel that from a Disney movie, I get mad. Oh, so I guess that is an emotional response. Touché, Disney. But again, it goes back to how Disney movies used to feel so special. Just so special. And I would mock anybody who couldn't tell the difference between a Don Bluth film and a Disney film. And then when DreamWorks came out, I was like, you can't tell the difference between Disney and DreamWorks? To this day, my parents are still cautious in assuming what medium an animated film is. They're like, this movie is 3D? I'm like, yes, it's 3D. Because they asked me, how do you tell the difference between 2D and 3D? I'm like, how can you not? But not everyone in this world is a gigantic nerd, so unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending how you view things. So this is Cup of Joe Warner. Maybe I should have some hair out here as well, not make it be so blunt. Oh, again, I am talking too much. If Nate was hearing me talk right now, oh my stars, he would say, tone it down, Millie. But I've not done this for a while, so again, I apologize. I want this to be a pleasant place for people to hang out and talk about cartoons and just enjoy being immersed in cartoonidom, cartoonicidums. Oh. I just got a text. My 2-year-old made a picnic for our dinosaurs. I can't stand how cute that is. Oh my god. I might post that on social media. Yeah, I don't want to flood my feeds with pictures of my kids, but when they're cute, they're cute. And I've got to get video of my 2-year-old saying, hello, nurse. Oh my gosh, I swear I did not coach her. She just started doing that. I have little Yakko and Wacko dolls, and one morning she woke me up by having them say, hello, nurse, and giving me a big kiss. It is the best way to start your day. Okay, so there's Cup of Joe Warner. Back in the early days of the internet, there was a chat channel called Water Tower or Warner Cafe. I think there was both. And everybody there had sort of an Animaniacs avatar. And there's so many people who had Animaniacs characters that I just opted for Freakazoid. There's not many people have Freakazoid characters. Let's show Freakazoid some love. So that's where Joe the Zet came from. So I was going to be Freakazette, but I'm like, whoa, the Freakazette, that's a lot of pressure. And I don't want to take that away from somebody else. So I'll just be one of the Zets. Anybody can be a Zoid or a Zet. So that's where Joe the Zet came from. And to this day, have not stopped. I've not changed my email address. For better or for worse. Okay, time to pay attention to the chat. Yes, again. And Andrew Ace Bunny says, of Mrs. Brisby, So what if she's not totally on model? You've done a wonderful job, and thank you so much for taking my request. Ah, and to repeat, it's Jerry over on Twitch. Let's see. There we go. Well, I'm glad. I wish I had seen that at the time so I would not have been stressing so much this whole time. And Dan asked, where do I actually put the Belly Dancer and Charizard? On some other application? After this is done, I'm going to create like a big old doodle sheet. And you can see all of them. And I have these separated out, so if you so choose, you can have like the larger res version of your request. So Facebook or email, something. Eventually I'll find the message. And Fluffcopter says, I'm just saying, would like to see at least one story where the hero dies halfway through and doesn't come back at the end. Show me a gun in Act 1 and don't use it in Act 3. Yeah, and I'm just cycling these so that people can see what I've just done, but I still have room to do my next drawing. So I did Joe Warner. Let's do Gadget as the belly dancer. Let's get some. We got the ref from the belly dancer from Dumbo. This is a real deep cut. But I'm also going to need to remind myself of what Gadget looks like. For a while I was doing requests without looking up. I just typed in Gadget, like, what's this? Gadget Hack Wrench Religion. I gotta see what that's about. Why are Russians... Why are Russian cult followers worshipping Gadget Hack Wrench? Okay, well, I'll have to look into that later. Hopefully it will not give me nightmares. But FYI, there is a cult that worships Gadget. Who knew? Pull me close, Gadget Dancer. Oh, welcome, Ronald Mack. You came in the middle of a spicy discussion. Ooh, what was I saying that was spicy? Andy says, yes, I love hearing people talk about The Secret of NIMH and how it should top the list of 2D animated movies to watch. Definitely. Definitely. Actually, there's a lot of stuff that I wish people would see. Not even the whole movies, but just certain sequences in movies. Should I give her like a little halter top with a collar? Yeah. Oh, fabric, we meet again. Don't focus on the fabric, Joe. Just get the pose. she's got ears. Maybe they're sticking out. So Gadget is just one of the cutest characters. I've always loved Gadget. And you wouldn't be able to tell from the way I'm drawing her. Come on, get it together. Eyes are not as close together as all that. I'm getting closer, come on. Yeah, these mashup requests are a little bit more complicated. Let's get down to the chat a little bit. Oh, Animaniacast podcast is here. Hey! Yeah. I'd rather run away from Let It Go. It's just... It's just with a... am I going to talk about Frozen some more? Just a little bit more. Just Snow Queen is such a great fairy tale. It's such a good fairy tale. And they just butchered it to the point where it's unrecognizable. And they didn't make a story out of it. There's not even a metaphor of how, you know, being frozen is... having your heart frozen makes you behave differently. I mean, it's so obvious, but, like, the colder she gets, the colder she should get. It's so... But because they're like, oh, we can't make her do bad things, so nothing lands, nothing makes sense. And I don't like the music. There, I said it. I don't like the music. Now I'm done. It's okay. There. Gadget's sort of playing peekaboo. She's got a tail, right? Yeah, she's got a tail. Of course she's got a tail, she's a mouse. So a lot of belly dancers, a lot of mice. And short messages says R.I.P. Freakazoid. Yeah. And Animaniacat says Freakacon 2 should be coming soon. I missed the first Freakacon. I just cannot stay on any kind of schedule. But Paul Rudd is an unsung comedy hero. And it's absolutely... like, if you want to have proof that the... No, never mind. I won't go that far. I'll just say Paul Rudd deserves to be the comedy king in Hollywood. He's just so funny. And for a while, I was paying real close attention to his Instagram, and I was dying. It was so good. Like, his videos are just gold. Okay. Alright. So, Telly, What are you thinking of Gadget? Am I hitting the marks? Yeah, get more of a swing to her hair. And Donnie says, if you don't get down to my request today, will you come back to them next time you do those total requests? I do keep the list running, but bear in mind, every time I add to the list, I don't really go in order. It's basically expediency, whatever I feel like I can get done quickest, what strikes my fancy the most as something like, so it's usually if I'm familiar with it, I have a better chance of getting to it. But no, I do reach out of my comfort zone from time to time. As you can see from my previous doodle sheets. Manny's, have I seen your request yet? What is this? I'm not sure what that is. Is this a person? Who is that? Oh, Freaky. It's the Freaky Friday. Okay. This one, it's very complicated. I honestly don't think I'm gonna get to it. And Ronald says, I remember that IRC channel you drew my Specs Warner with Joe. Aw, I remember Specs Warner. And Short Messages says, can you make a fusion of Freakazoid and Cave Guy? That would be funny. Ba-do-ba-do-ba-do. And Ron says, oh good lord, Joe, do you know how deep into the internet gadget stuff is gonna go? So I should not look into it? Is that what you're saying? Your request was Catherine Newton. I'll do my best. I'll put that on the list. Again, caricatures are not my best. Ooh, I could take Mrs. Brisby off there. Okay, so same. Almost done with Gadget Belly Dancer. Just gonna tighten this up a little bit. Just erase the places that I want to tighten up. But let me get done here. She was the first cartoon waifu of many a young boy. Oh, and the spiciness was prequel stuff, but I didn't know when I came in. Oh, okay. Joe, do you think Yellow Submarine holds up? I never liked Yellow Submarine. I've never finished it. That's sort of the more psychedelic animation, more indie kind of animation. Not a lot of it speaks to me. So, but yeah, I guess for what it is, I guess it holds up fine. And also, the Monty Python animation by Terry Gilliam scared the crap out of me as a kid. Just, there's something about it. I was like, this is not funny. I'm having nightmares now. Liston says, enough with the belly dancers. Can we really have enough? So, Manny, I found the link for Catherine. Got it. Animation Asylum says, hello, delighted to join the stream. Well, I'm delighted to have you. And Robert Peterson says, loved monkey rag animation. Sorry, I had to take a bite of something. It's very rude for me to talk and draw at the same time. Oh, Animaniacs podcast says, the first Freakacon is on YouTube, always worth checking out. Maybe I will check it out. Paul Rudd is one of the funniest people on Earth and an incredibly nice guy. He seems like a really nice guy, and I definitely agree he's one of the funniest people on Earth. That and my friend Brian. But not many people know about Brian. Could her outfit match with the dancers? Yeah, I'll color it like that. Like maybe where the waistline meets. Love the face and the pose, though. Yeah. And Andy says, are you going to make a speed paint video of all these drawings? Should I? I've made like 1 or 2 speed paints. But for the most part, I just archive these in a live stream playlist. But if you have a special request for one of the characters being speed painted, yeah, I can put that on the list of things to do. But I can never promise that things will get done in a timely fashion. No, I don't like her hand being right over her eye. I'm gonna move your hand right here. I wonder who designed the Chippendales characters. That was a really, really fun looking show. It was actually my very first favorite show. Okay, so I got Gadget all danced up. Let's bring her down here. And now I've got Skippy and Dot. I can do that one pretty quickly, I think. That goes in the ref folder. Pardon me a moment. Maybe I'll just make... Yeah, I'll base it on this. The cute thing is that Skippy and Dot are about the same size. Knock it back even more. I only need the merest slightest suggestion. I gotta make it down to the bottom of the chat. Crest was just of Catherine Newton in general. I really love her. Okay. I'll try to get to Catherine. I think I'm almost done with the paid requests. Liston says, do you think Warner Brothers should bring back Duck Dodgers of the 24th and a half century? I think Warner Brothers and everybody in Hollywood should make original things. And that's all I got to say about that. Sure, a lot of Russians seem to have a weird obsession with Gadget, but the more the merrier. Animaniacs podcast says, I think it's safe to say squeamish people should refrain from searching gadget or Minerva mink on Google Images. I'll take your word for it. And Connor says, how many requests do you think you've drawn over all the total request streams? Let me just pull up. Total request. Ooh, wow. Here's the first one. Whoops. I wish there's a place I could just post all of them. Yeah, when I redo my website, I'll post all of them. But yeah, it's, how many have I done? 14 total requests lives. An average 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say average of 6. 6 times 14. I can't do math. I know somebody's gonna say it right before I pull it up. 14 times 6 equals 84. I've probably done 84. Let's make it an even 100. Ronald says, I remember Specs Warner. Haha, why? Delete that memory. You know, sometimes things just leave an impression. And Remy says, do you remember Courage the Cowardly Dog? It scared me so much. Oh, yes. Courage freaked me out. I could not watch that show. It was spooky. Yeah. And Ronald says, tend to like a lot of indie animation. Music videos are a wonderful refuge for strange and interesting styles. Yeah. I like cool music videos. Atomic Betty. I'll put that on the list. And what I also do sometimes is have people help choose the things that I focus on by voting. It's been a while. Oh yeah, I'm doing Skippy and Dot, of course. I got totally sidetracked. Knife hands. Maybe no knife hands. That doesn't look so great. Now, Skippy did have a brief moment where he was dressed in a karate, in a gi, in critical condition. And if I were a better Joe, I would look that up and reference it. But what do you guys think? Should I? What is the best way forward with doing these streams? Do you like them more often, or should they be a special occasion kind of dealy? So I like them. I would do this all the time. If left to my druthers. Ninja outfit or Rambo? Ninja outfit. He was in both, because I can't remember what Skull and Ebert were called in that episode, but he was at the movie theater dressed as the usher, and then they said, "Now listen to me, you little brat!" He just tore off his usher's outfit and just went, "Hiya, hiya!" And, you know, that's my reenactment of the cartoon. You're welcome. That leg is stretched, but let's not say that he just has really long legs. It's still Skippy after all. Let's have him looking at Dot a little more head on. Boy. Now I wonder if Slappy was able to train Skippy to be, like, take over the family business, so to speak. Like, what his weapon of choice would be. So I think explosives is definitely Slappy's thing. And what do we had? Anvils? He did have that one line in I Got Your Can. Anvils are funny. Maybe he would have been an anvil kid. I mean, it's like at Acme Lou, like, choosing your major. Like, what's your weapon? What's your cartoon weapon of choice? There we go. Pashwing. There's Skippy and Dot. Having a little karate fight for some reason. What you think? College nothing, I'm going to visit Vegas. He is great. And, oh, somebody come in. Boudin says, oh my goodness, where have you been? It's a long story, my friend. Long story. Well, not really. We moved. And COVID. Lots of things to cover. Yeah, I just remember Ebert's caricature getting lard liposuctioned out of onto his popcorn. Spew! One of the few times the original series was gross. I mean, the idea was Animaniacs could suggest gross things, but they never showed gross things. Like, the actual lard itself, it just looked like yellow butter. When you looked at it, it wasn't gross. But then what Slappy said it was made it gross. So I still maintain that Animaniacs never did anything gross, gross out humor, because that means like you're showing something gross, that showing the gross is the joke. So, like even the Great Wackarati with his belching, yeah, burping is gross, but it was so funny to look at. It wasn't gross to look at that I would really hesitate to call that gross out humor. But, again, that's me, and we all know that I am not a trendsetter in this industry. And I never will be. Okay, so Skippy and Dot. Let's check back the list. Super Deluxe Power Ranger! And I have reference for that. Let's move Skippy and Dot down here. And it's not called Super Deluxe Power Ranger, I understand that, but I could not for the life of me remember what it was. There. Oh, and I forget, was it helmeted or non-helmeted? Oh, can I do a find? Helmet? Okay, well, I'm gonna do helmeted. For some reason that's in my head as more of the thing. If anybody can help me remember if it was helmeted or non-helmeted for the Power Ranger. Yeah. Oh, also, I used to do a bunch of t-shirt designs, but then there was like a purge on TeePublic, and like all of my best selling designs got purged, and like my Harley Quinn one, like once they did my classic Harley, took that one down, as I lost all steam in developing new t-shirt designs. So apologies to anyone who was perhaps saving, biding their time to get one of those designs, especially all my Animaniacs ones got taken down. But yeah, I didn't take it down. It wasn't me. It was just the internet. I know they're not characters that I own, so I don't really have the right to complain, but I make those designs because I got an idea that I think is funny. It would make a good t-shirt. So it's just annoying that they can't let me have this one thing. Oh well. Where's the music? Where'd the music go? Golly. I really have no idea where the music went. Hello? I know you've got to be here somewhere. Epidemic sound. Oh, I can just sing. La 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 la. It just left the room. Okay, what you guys feel like listening to? How about Electro Swing? Wow, 4 tracks. Hey, that's better. There we go. Helmet on, please. Thank you, guys. And Nasty talks about the Clone High reboot coming to HBO Max. Yeah, that is one reboot I have hope for, because it's the original creators, and because Clone High really needed to come back, because that was a hell of a cliffhanger. But I don't know, what do you think? Is JFK gonna enter into a relationship with Joan of Arc? It would be nice to see a softened JFK. Really trying to make it work with Joan. But part of why that show was so funny was I just loved Joan's just love sickness for Abe. It was so funny. I'm sorry. It was just... I don't know why, but that always gets me. Just if there's any kind of lovesick character in a show, it's always my favorite character. Like Niles and Daphne from Frasier. Oh, there we go. Beach Ball has returned. Let's check out the chat. Yeah. And Beowulf asks about all of my t-shirt designs getting taken down. Did they get my Question Everything shirt? They left the question. Yeah, at least Warner Brothers doesn't care about the question yet, so maybe I'll do a few more question designs. Yeah. And Mystery Girl says, has anyone seen the Tom and Jerry movie yet? I have no faith in Warner Brothers to change anytime soon. How do you make a movie about Tom and Jerry and have the focus be on the humans? I don't know what Warner Brothers is thinking with Tom and Jerry. They just see them as a franchise to exploit. But they... And I know I've worked a little bit on the Tom and Jerry shows, and a lot of heart goes into trying to attempt to achieve what they did in the 40s and 50s, but it's impossible with limited budgets to make the animation sing the way it did. And that's what Tom and Jerry is. It's not a story. It's not really even the personalities of the characters, because Jerry's a little bit sweet, Tom's sort of sneaky and selfish, but they don't have personalities the way Bugs and Daffy have personalities. But that's okay, because Tom and Jerry is the chase. It's the gags. And for that, you need the animation. And it needs to be drawn. Because you know, for me, it's not really about making the characters live on forever. It's the actual cartoons that are good. It's not... They're not entities that exist outside of the cartoons. It's the cartoons. So I get annoyed with the constant reboots, and it's never gonna be, for all the money and talent in the world, it's never gonna be like it was. So we should just make original things. I don't see what the problem is. You know, do a couple throwbacks things as you know, special, like they used to do. Warner Brothers would have some celebrations every couple of years and do one Bugs Bunny cartoon. So you got like Box Office Bunny. I need to save. The beach ball stopped beach balling. Oh, please don't crash. When was the last time I saved? Oh my god, saving right now. Whew. What was I even saying? Yeah, Box Office Bunny, the Blooper Bunny. I love Blooper Bunny. So funny. Carrot Blanca. Like, these things, they felt special. I mean, nobody expected them to be the same kind of Looney Tunes cartoons that we all grew up watching, but they still felt special, and they still had a lot of love poured into them, and attention and focus, and that's fine and dandy, but just... There's so many people with so many ideas. I wish that they would let some new ideas be fostered. And that's why I'm every time I see a reboot, I'm like, well, then there's somebody's original idea. Because of this reboot, somebody's original idea is not going to be given a chance. So you just have to find another way. Don't get discouraged, and just find another way. I'm gonna draw me some swords. That always makes me feel better. These swords look rather unwieldy, I must say. But I love curved swords. Also, I'm not good at swords. I'm not good at props in general. So, forgive that I'm simplifying the crap out of these. Okay, what you think? Jurassic? I forget the rest of your name. Jurassic? What you think? Yellow Ranger. Hey, I made it through all the tips. And I think I can go maybe for another 15 minutes. So let's go on to the list of Amy Rose with a mallet. I had ref of that. Nate sent it to me. Oh, that's Amy Rose. I have no idea that was what her name was. And then I'll do Catherine. I'll do an attempt at a caricature, and that will be some variety. I gotta say, I wouldn't call myself a fan of Sonic, but there's something so adorable about all those characters. I think it's the cute proportions. Just like the oversized feet. The big eyes. Tiny noses. They're like cute little baby critters. Ah, dinner time. Okay, yeah. Already getting requests for dinner time. Remy says, old SpongeBob was amazing. Season 2 is my favorite. Yeah, there is a real difference between old and new SpongeBob. Yeah. Like a lot of these shows have had their tone evolve. Like even Gumball feels sort of like a different show than what, I don't know, it's weird. Maybe it's just me. Or maybe since after having kids, you sort of are a little more sensitive to certain things. You see people's brains pop out of their heads, and you're like, I don't know if I want my 4-year-old seeing that. Well, I gotta have her hands out front. Because the big, oversized hands are a part of the charm of the characters. Remember in 2009 when Cartoon Network didn't air any new cartoons for the whole year? Whoa. Was that the live action year? I forget. Sounds about right. And 8 Melonhead says, I always wonder when people complain cartoons aren't as good as they used to be, if it's a valid critique or just nostalgia blindness. Perhaps it's both. You know, it also might be that there's just that whole thing about specialness. We used to not have that many cartoons, and now there's so many. Nothing... Like, you see all the patterns that usually emerge over years, like, all at once. So, maybe that's part of it. There's just so much. Is this Amy Rose? Oh, she's got ears. Whoa! Hey, come on back. Okay, is that Amy Rosie? Is that Amy Rose enough? Okay, let me see if I can get a caricature of this lady going. No promises. I'll just be the bust. Kind of got a Disney princess thing going on. Now, it's kind of hard to draw very pretty people as a caricature, to caricature them, because I don't know what to exaggerate. And they all tend to look the same. I guess it's the beautiful people can suffer. Just a little bit. Okay, what do you think? Does that look enough like she doesn't have as sharp a chin? What do you think? Nasty says, Space Jam, A New Legacy. Is anyone excited for that film? I'm also asking you, please answer. I did not like the original Space Jam. I saw it in the movie theater by myself, and I was so mad. I damn near cried. So no, I'm not looking forward to the new one. Most people who are nostalgic for that one that I know are not Looney Tunes fans. But it's a paycheck. I know some fantastic animators are working on it. I might see it just to see some really great animation on Looney Tunes characters, but I don't think it's gonna be funny. I don't think people know how to be funny anymore. Did I say that out loud? Oh no. There. Oh, I'm so bad at caricatures. Her eye is way off. It needs to be set into her head. You gotta set eyes. Did you know that eyes are inside your head? Well, not inside your head, but they don't sit on top of your head. Now it's even worse. Stop being terrible. Wrap the eyelid around the eye. Why? Can I just put her in an eye patch and be done with it? Okay, I meant to fix it, but somehow it's worse. Okie doke. Oh, you like Catherine? Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad you do. So I am going to hang up for the night. Gotta make some dinner. Let's review what we have accomplished today, my friends. We have Amy Rose. We have this super duper power ranger, I guess. Skippy and Dot doing some kung fu fighting. Gadget as a belly dancer. Yeah, that's more of a swing there. And we've got Cup of Joe Warner. We've got Mrs. Brisby looking a little this neck real quick. There we go. We've got Chucky Chicken. We've got Charizard blowing out his tail. We've got the belly dancer lady. And Animaniacs Karate from my little girl's birthday cake. Turn them all on. That's quite a number. So I might, depending on how much time I have, I might take some of these to color. I think the ones that need some clarity, especially the belly dancers for all the veils and things, will probably need a pop of color for clarity. But I will be posting them on all of my social media everythings. So check that out. Wait for that. And let me look through the chat and see if I can figure out some... Oh, I also want to mention that this is where I hold up a book. David Levy's Your Career in Animation, which I should have right now, is being published, and for anyone who's interested in a career in animation or as a student, I highly recommend getting this book. I've skimmed it. I'm like a few chapters in, and it's like yes, 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 all the yes. And it's a really great resource that I'm going to start recommending to people. And I'm also going to be talking on his panel next next Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. So be on the lookout for that, because it's going to be really a lot of good information and anecdotes and experience, because it's something that's hard to explain to prospective animators what the industry is like. It's pretty unlike. It's very similar and yet so dissimilar to every other industry. So be on the lookout for that. And oh man. Let's see. What are we making for dinner? I don't know. That's what I gotta figure out. Probably something from the freezer. Remy says, fun fact, Space Jam came out 25 years ago. Oh, you jerk! Nasty says, what do you think of the movie Scoob? I didn't see it. And everybody's saying goodbye now, so goodbye! Thank you everyone for joining me, and I couldn't thank you enough for keeping me company, and for all your requests, and for the tips, and it's just, I'm still so flabbergasted that you want to spend time with me, and you're all nice people. You're all nice, so pat yourselves on the back. And yes, I'm sorry for all of the requests that I didn't get to, but I think I got a pretty good chunk done. And you know, a lot of requests that I get are things I've done previously, so maybe I'll just do a big post of all the previous requests that I've done, or maybe I should put that on my website. I gotta redo my website. One thing leads to another. It's interesting how that works. But you're right. Good night. I'll see you later. You're all fantastic. That's not it. This is it. Oh boy. I am rusty. I'm actually not rusty. I've never been good at this. But someday with your help, perhaps I will be. Bye, everyone.